there was a time when Cody did try to enter into the MMA. And this wasn't talked about a lot.
You're fighting.
He knows what's coming too. He knows what's coming too because he was getting in. Yeah. How long were you in?
2 days.
2 days. So let's talk about it.
You trained for 2 days?
2 days, yeah.
Wait, how many? Two. Yeah.
My question is, what happened on that second day?
No, it's what happened on the first day.
Well, he came back.
But
dude, there was no slow entry. They just started whooping my ass. I literally went in. It was
they started putting it on you,
dude. Yeah, I thought hey, we're gonna learn how to punch. I've never gotten into a fight like that or anything. It's all right, this is how it goes. Bam! I get hit in the forehead. I'm all right, was this just showing me how it goes, or is this
It's like the Kevin Hart scene where he's
dude,
who hit me?
Literally choking me out and shit.
Exactly.
I was tapping out 45 minutes into even being into this shit.
What is cannabis doing for you?
Put some dog tags together, man.
Guys, hey, here we are again. Welcome back to PV Unfiltered. Yes, we are the number one cannabis podcast in the nation. And today, as I always say, is a great day, but this is even greater because guess what? We got our buddy from down in Florida, Scrappy.
Yeah,
Dustin Lampros is in the house, and we're going to get to know what the hell's going on in the MMA world for him, and as well, what's not going on for us in the MMA world. And I think no better way to start this one off than let's just do the intro to his last fight because, guys, this fucking fight was amazing. If you didn't watch it, you're going to get to see some raw footage here because nobody else has this except for us. Gift from Dustin. Check this shit out.
4-0. It is his first time as the main event. Coming to us by way of Sanford MMA, it is Dustin Scrappy Lampros, hometown hero out of Freeburg, Illinois.
Check out the fucking hat.
Tonight,
that's right.
This is where I show what
PV.
I really have.
PV.
This is what Dustin has been training
went into the ring.
To be the main event of a big
Or just
how
outside
many people are there?
1,000, 1,500.
Is Shamrock a pretty followed?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest promotions in the Midwest for sure.
That almost looks like Tekashi without his makeup.
Yeah, walking out when the camera came
We were
up.
just talking about that 33. I mean, he's just getting started with everything, huh?
Yeah.
Well, he pretty much got finished on this one.
I don't know if you caught it though when the camera was zooming in when I was walking down. I did the little.
Yeah, I got it. All right, well, listen, let's put a pause on that because we're gonna save the best part of this for somewhere else in this podcast. But hey, man, listen, welcome. We've been kind of helping along here to get to this point, and now with a record of 5-0. 5-0. We're looking at one more fight, and it's UFC is on the edge, right?
Yeah, I mean it's right there. It's just a matter of time and opportunity, being ready.
So yeah, if you get a chance to watch and go on, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna help you get to his sites and whatnot, as Tommy will put up. But if you get a chance to watch this, I mean, this guy's been supporting us throughout his venture here over the last couple years, and we're super stoked to get to this point, and you're gonna see this guy everywhere, man. I mean, it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of time, keep working at it, building myself and building my platform. And then when the opportunity comes, I'm going to be ready.
So let's just talk a little bit. I mean, we've talked and we know the background and whatnot, but, just let's just shoot the shit on how you got where you are. Like who fucking wakes up in the morning and goes, you know what, I want to go beat the shit out of people for a living. I want to, you know what I mean?
I mean, I think it has to do with one, I come from the Midwest. you know, there ain't much out there. It's cornfields and back roads. So
there's a lot of people that come from the Midwest and
Yeah,
they
so-
don't end up fighting.
well, no, so like, no, and that plays into like where, you know, I have dreams, you know, and I see stuff on TV. I'm like, wow, how cool is that? And I see these fighters and growing up, and I'm like, I want to do that. That looks amazing. Like, why can't I do that if they can
Did
do
you
it?
have the fighting mentality when you were younger?
Yeah, I mean,
when
that's
did-
why I got Scrappy, the nickname Scrappy in 4th grade in football.
Okay.
And I was one of the smallest guys. So I'd go out there and I'd, you know, if I got rocked or something, I'd be pissed off and I'd go at them, you know, even harder. But, you know, I didn't get in a lot of street fights or anything. You know, I wasn't like a badass, like, you know, growing up.
So you played other sports
football,
through
baseball,
high school, everything.
Yeah.
When was the first time you started fighting, or when was that turning point?
So I had a buddy that I was a freshman. He walked in at my mom's house and he had a black eye. And I was like, yo, how'd you get that? And he was like, oh,
How'd you get that, man? I want to.
well, it's funny. Well, I'm watching UFC on TV and it never occurred to me that I could really do it or, you know, go train because it wasn't popular where I'm at. But there was a little gym, though, that he went to. So I was like, I'm coming. I got to go. So I went and maybe not even 2 months later, I think it was my 15th birthday, my 15th birthday, I had my first kickboxing fight. And I got
that was straight up.
straight up. I didn't even, no experience really. I was training like twice a week and it was
I think it was a fucking setup. They're like, let's bring the lamb in.
It literally, no, it was. So my dad was buying tickets to the show. It's a little show called Ballroom Brawl, small as hell.
Well, that sounds
And-
official.
Yeah.
Ballroom brawl.
Right, that was the title of it, you know. And this, my dad calls the promoter and is like, yeah, I want to buy tickets for my son's birthday. It's on my birthday. And he's like, yeah, does your son like fighting? Does he fight? He's actually been, you know, that's why I'm getting it. He's been training a little bit. He goes, does he want to fight? So my dad's like, I don't know. Let me ask
You're
him.
trying to buy tickets, and they're trying to still find things for the event.
How great would that be? You know, if you're like, hey, I want to get tickets to NASCAR. And they're like, fuck, he drives a car. Oh, fuck, does he want to drive?
Yeah,
So pretty much how it went, my dad called me and I was like, yeah, it sounds awesome. You know, like it's kickboxing, you have headgear on and shin guards. So it sounded awesome.
Yeah, how'd that go?
So I get in there and the kid I'm fighting has like 6 fights. He's 16, 17. I'm 15, you know, like
every year you develop a lot more.
right.
in
So
that
at a
age.
young age, you know, 15 compared to 16 or 17, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
That's why they, you know, I got in there with him and dude, the first round, he whooped my ass. I was bleeding out of my nose, my eye, like I was getting smashed in there, but I was smiling. I was loving it. Like it was a blast. Second round comes out and I do good. I start winning. Like I'm just going like full, no experience, just going crazy. Just
You think you're just
swinging.
mad?
Yeah, well, I was
you're
just
fucking
just
angry.
throwing
Well,
shit.
no, it was kind of weird. I was happy after the first time. I'm like, this is so cool. I had blood all over. I'm like, this is like amazing. Like I didn't feel like down. You know, it was like a rush. So second round come out and I start putting it on him. And at the end of the round, he kicked me in my groin. And that was like the second time he did it. And it like hurt so, like it was painful.
I believe that.
Yeah, and I didn't really recover fast as the ref wanted. So the ref ended up calling the fight. He's like, you know, low blow, disqualification, you know. So I technically won, but
Do you feel like at this time, if you look back at that, do you feel like if you didn't get kicked in the nuts that you would have fucking taken it to him?
I mean, I was coming back. I was doing good. I don't know. I think I probably would have got tired if it would have went to the third, and then he's experienced. Being honest,
Would you see like so when you're in a fight? I mean, we're gonna go into a ton of shit, but something like this, like if you're in a fight and say you're losing in the first round and you start to build in the second round, is there anything to say that
All of his fights only went one round.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, as an
not
amateur,
all.
I lost as an amateur. Yeah, I lost.
But what
amateur
I'm saying
fights.
is you know, like you said, you were getting your ass kicked in the first round. The second round, you started like, okay, I'm going to get this shit. Does it start to degrade the person on the other side if they start losing at the second round, if they were winning the first round? You know what I mean? Is there something to say that now you kind of take control and they kind
I would
of...
assume it's all mental.
That's what I was about to get at. It all depends on the fighter. It all depends on their mentality because, you know, if they go out there and they start whooping on the guy and then he starts coming back, if he starts breaking, like thinking, oh, I just gave him my best and he toughed through it, you know.
Or right off the bat, if you said, you know, in your head, you're like, oh, this is easy day. And then you fucking go out there and he starts whooping you. It's like,
yeah,
this
shit, my game plan went out the window right now. You know,
and I always say this, that I think your mentality going into fights, everything. I think when you see these big fighters like Cowboy Cerrone, when he doesn't show up in those big fights, I think it's all mental. I don't think it's because he's not skilled enough to fight Conor McGregor. I think he got in there and was like, holy shit, I'm fighting Conor McGregor. So, I mean, did you seen the fight?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I lost 500 on that.
Yeah. Well,
to this guy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. McGregor's my boy, though.
No, he's great.
Him,
but I'm just saying, like, that's what it comes to. You can have the best fighter in the world if he's not there mentally.
Can you imagine the day though that we're betting on Scrappy in the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be here before you know it.
It is. I mean,
like,
this is the cool thing about this, is that we're actually sitting with somebody, you know, that we fucking help, you know, we support each other, which is badass.
Big support.
If you think about it. And you know, this guy's gonna be fucking killing people in the UFC. And then, like, there's not even a doubt. And you're around a lot of people, you know, we are, and you can see that mindset where you just know, like, that drive is there and there's nothing going to slow that down. You know what I mean?
Right. No.
And just the fact, I mean, we were fortunate that, you know, just this morning, you know, to do a fucking 6 a.m. workout and
you can never claim that you were undefeated.
Oh, fuck.
When it comes to
no.
workout, I will admit this. I will admit this.
God, here's the story.
Yeah.
We did a cardio. What do you call it? Cardio blast?
Yeah.
Cardio blaster.
Yeah, cardio blast.
7 miles of just random.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
bike, row, all that.
And I'm sitting there. I'm finishing my last thing. Kind of looking over my shoulder, like, yeah, you know, they're still all going. I'm about done.
But Cody's not competition.
Not a competition technically, but Cody's over here like, good job, bub. Yeah, you finished up strong.
Good job, bub.
I'm like, what do you
got left?
Yeah, he questioned it.
I did.
He literally questioned. He's like, you finished
there was a time on the Aerodyne bike I seen it hit 380 and it stopped.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, no.
Yeah.
It was all good. It was actually good. It was it's good to have someone that can, you know, keep up and push you, or for his situation, you know, surpass me in it. So no, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, you know,
I mean, you never did part of, you know, some of those things. You've never done them.
So this is kind of a cool segue, because it's like you entered into Cody's ring. You know what I mean?
No, literally.
And I'll give you this. Like, there wasn't, and there never will be a chance in hell, as much as you are on your side of it, that you'll beat this kid in anything in the CrossFit area. Because
until I start practicing.
You can practice all you want. He like, literally, like, he'll go to death before. Yeah, there's no doubt. Like,
well, but that's how you get better
on home turf.
You don't,
but wait a second. So this gets good, because there was a time when Cody did try to enter into the MMA. And this wasn't talked about a lot.
You're fighting.
He knows what's coming too. He knows what's coming too, because he was getting in. Yeah. How long were you in?
2 days.
2 days. So let's talk about it.
You trained for 2 days?
2 days, yeah.
Wait, how many? Two. Yeah.
My question is, what happened on that second day?
No, it's what happened on the first day.
Well, he came back.
But you know.
Dude, there was no, like, slow entry. They just started whooping my ass. Like, I literally, like, went in. It was like, I think it was Victory MMA or something. I can't remember the name.
They started putting it on you?
Dude, yeah. I thought, like, hey, we're going to learn how to punch. I've never gotten into a fight like that or anything. It's like, all right, this is how it goes. Bam. I get hit in the forehead. I'm like, or was it just like showing me how it goes? Or is this like...
It's like the Kevin Hart scene where he's like,
dude,
hit me.
Literally choking me out and shit.
Exactly.
I was tapping out like 45 minutes into even being into this shit. Like,
they literally... this is what I envision. And tell me if I'm wrong. Did you
get to see it?
No. I didn't even know he was doing it until later on. He had a thing on his eye and shit. I'm like... What have you been doing? He's like,
just having fun. Yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah, it was such a blast. So this is how I envision. I envision like especially a gym like that, you know, like everybody's
like
sitting there. They're like sparring and shit, you know. And all of a sudden a new guy walks in. They're like, fuck. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I get them first, right? I'm next on this.
No.
And then they go, hey, you want to try this out? Oh yeah, not a problem. They quickly throw shit on you, and then
you
pretty
guys-
soon people are just fucking,
it's like-
just fucking
I
pummeling
mean, I'm
you.
not saying that's right, but that's how it is in gyms. Like when
day 2 was ground and
Because they know
pound
you're
practice.
They know you're not
Is
coming
that
back.
like
You're the new guy.
Day 2 ground and pound practice, like
he's sitting on the bottom, just getting his ass bobbing back and forth.
yeah.
But that's how it is, though.
Conditioned.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's how it is, though.
They got
like,
my monthly
with new
due
fights,
for my 2 days, though.
Oh, you paid the month up?
Oh yeah,
Thanks for our intro,
I
Cody.
paid to get my ass whooped. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting. I knew this was coming, and I wanted to bring that one out just to.
Oh, that's
just to
pretty
let
cool. There
that
was
thing
no,
out of
I
the
like,
wish
way.
I was there.
There was no like, hey, this is how you hit the bag. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, just
You know, when you
You just got thrown right
ground
in
and
there.
pound practice.
You know,
All right.
when you go into CrossFit and you go into a new CrossFit gym or you're new at CrossFit, there's like a whole thing you have to do before you're actually doing actual CrossFit. You know, they're like all your lifting, your movements and stuff. Like you're using PVC pipes and shit. When you go into a fucking gym, no, they
Not always,
as quick as they can slap
That
shit
shouldn't
on you
have
and start
happened.
kicking your ass. They're like,
I mean,
"You're on."
that doesn't happen at all gyms. They shouldn't. There's a beginner's class, they
they told
teach
me how to
you-
protect myself. You know, it's like,
Hey, so you want to make sure
It's like, put his
when you
hands
come
up.
in here, keep your hands up. Just keep them up. What else do I do? Just keep them up.
Most of his hits were from his own hands.
Hit himself.
yeah. So
There's got to be some video out there. Somebody has video of this
Yeah.
shit. I wish we could pull it.
I mean, but no, like I was trying to say, like most gyms, like professional MMA gyms or teams, that's how it is when like a new guy comes there, and maybe they're not a new fighter, they're just a new fighter at there, It's kind of like Gazelle out there.
Yeah.
All the line, everyone's like, oh, sparring day, because like for our team, when you want to come train with us, one of our things, our coaches,
Which team?
Sanford MMA.
Okay.
Sanford MMA, best team in South Florida and all of the world, honestly. But
Never stopped training, right? All the way through this whole bullshit that's going on.
I mean, we had like small groups, keeping it at a
Right,
minimum
but
of
you
like.
still maintained.
they didn't
Still-
close down the gym and say sorry, guys. You know?
No, we're pro team, so we kept it going. But that's how it is, though. Those new guys come in, you see them and you're like, ooh, get the whoop up on them because you don't know them, you're not friends with them yet,
Yeah.
And I mean it's not
And it's
malicious.
pretty random, so it's like you don't know what they're.
You don't know
no
what they're
idea
gonna
what
do.
they're
You don't know
gonna
how, because like when you go with your teammates every day, they're paced. You know how hard they go. All right, I'm going with him. It's gonna be a hard round. He doesn't let up. So, but no.
Well, kind of step back then because you go through your first fight.
After that, I was like, wow, that was cool, but I need to train. I need to learn how to fight actually. So I trained, and then
But
Now,
you're, you're playing football at the time too.
playing football, baseball. That was my main sports. Fighting was just
So
kind of
does
like
that go out the window right away, or is it kind of?
No, I still do all of it, and I'm not training. I'm training once a week, twice a week. It's not real. It's nothing like I'm doing now. It's a little gym. Sign up, go there, do some martial arts class. That's how it was. But it was about a year
Kind of like
later.
yours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go in
yeah,
there, sign
pretty
up,
much.
get your ass kicked, and leave.
It was about a year later. I was like 16. I got asked to fight again. And there, my coach, where I was training, the few guys were like, "Yeah, I think you're ready to do another." And they, like,
So it was a good period of time in between.
yeah, and like I said again, I wasn't training consistent. I was a high school kid. I never thought in a million years I was going to be a professional fighter.
Right.
Never thought about it going any further. I just thought it would be cool. I was like,
Right.
oh, let's try this. But had my second fight. I was 16 and I won, and that's when I was like, this is cool. I really like
Knockout,
this.
submission.
No, just a decision when the kickboxing fight because I'm only 16, so you have to do headgear, shin guards, that kind of stuff. But
So is it at 18 that you?
do MMA. Yep.
Okay.
And I had my first MMA fight at 18, and I won in 13 seconds. Submission.
That's kind of your fucking thing, though.
Yeah, I choked the dude
Like,
out.
you don't
He
like
came
to
running
fuck
and
around
then-
too long.
No, I mean, my thing is I like fighting.
Have you ever went the distance?
Yeah, I
Like in amateur fights
yeah,
and
and
stuff?
I
Like,
lost in distance, and I've
what
won.
was your amateur record?
You guys don't even want to know this.
Oh,
Yeah, bad. So
was it as bad as Cody's?
Probably, yeah. So my amateur, I ended up having 7 kickboxing fights, and they didn't count that one. So I was like 6-0-1, I guess. It was like a disqualification win. But so I won those. Actually, I was 5. I won 5 of them, and then I did MMA, all MMA, and I went 3-5 as an amateur. And I had a hard, but it was different then.
Was that a transition for you going from kickboxing to
Well,
MMA?
my kickboxing fights were way harder than my MMA fights. Seeing people be like, well, how? You won all your kickboxing, you lost 5 MMA amateur fights. Thing was, like my second amateur fight, I won for 13 seconds in my first one, so I never even been past 20 seconds.
Right.
I got in there, I'm hyped. I'm thinking, I'm just going to smash this guy. And I was 18. The guy was 25, 26. My age now. It'd be like me fighting an 18-year-old right now. And came out there and whooped his ass the first round. Totally just won the round. Caught his kick, put him on his back.
So you're feeling good at that point.
Feeling good. Go to get off the stool. I had an adrenaline dump. Never felt that before. Didn't know what that was. Adrenaline dump. So you have all this.
You shit your pants?
Pretty much like you just lose all the energy. I can't even touch my face with my hands because I'm so. I can't explain it unless you've experienced it. Like an adrenaline dump, you have all this adrenaline, and then you just like when it wears off, it's like the most tiring feeling.
Oh, really?
In the world. Like I can't even.
Second round of the fight?
Is that a pretty common thing?
So it is.
You're so
in the beginning of the fight.
amped up?
Yeah, in the beginning, your first. That's the difference between amateur and pro. You got to be able to control the adrenaline, control the, the
And that's all breathing.
the moment,
huh?
everything. That's all that is
Wow.
breathing. And that's why I have a little thing I do when I get in the cage.
So did you stop the fight?
No,
He got his ass kicked.
I almost fell off the stool, trying to get up off the stool, and my coach was like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "I don't know what the hell is happening to me. I don't know what this is. I'm an 18-year-old kid, second fight." He's like, "You're having an adrenaline dump. Just go out there." I literally walk at my opponent. My opponent kind of looks at me, looks at the ref, looks at his corner. He's like, I just whooped him, just completely whooped him first round.
Right.
So I ended up losing. He comes out and just ended up taking me down, and it was a boring fight. Just he ended up winning by decision, and
it made it to decision.
yeah. It just kind of
Flattened out. Like,
yeah, it just sucked. The fight was boring. Like it didn't have anything. And after the fight, he even
So
came
you were
up
still able to hold yourself. Was it only 2 rounds?
3 rounds. No, I wasn't able to hold myself. I
You
was
obviously made it.
barely. Yeah. So
Has there been any knockouts? Like you on the other side?
no,
of
I've
the
never been finished. I've never lost a fight and been finished. But that's basically what happened. I was like, what the hell? Like this is crazy. And then lost that fight. And
you were gonna say he came over?
He came up to me after the fight and he goes, "Dude, you put it on me the first round." Like he goes, "I knew you were just tired, And I was like, "Yeah, I had an adrenaline dump." I said, "That's what they said." I didn't know what it was. It's like
He's
they said,
"Oh, dude, did you shit your pants?"
No, he looked at me and he's like, "Dude, he goes, I could tell." He goes,
That was cool, though.
Was he an older fighter?
He was 25. It was like his
Oh.
3rd amateur fight. He just.
So it's crazy to me to see the age. I mean, we obviously talked about it last night.
Yeah.
But it's like
It depends where you start. If you start when you're 5 years old, like say he's an ex-fighter, he raised you to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Like you're probably going to be a professional by the time you're 18, 19.
Yeah.
So it depends on that and then the consistency.
But it goes against all other sports and how
Yeah.
Like
100%.
athletes mature
Yeah.
and they start to downtrend at
and now
26,
it's just getting
27.
but it's getting younger and younger now.
Yeah.
People, all athletes are turning pro by 20, 21 and then they're peaking at 24, 25, 26.
No, exactly.
And, you have some of the quarterbacks and all that 30 years old, 33 and all that, but it's a lot of these guys peak before they're 30.
Yep. And that's I feel like I haven't peaked yet. Like I was telling you, one of my teammates.
You kind of peaked this morning.
Yeah, a little bit.
There was a little
No, I
peaking.
think he actually had an adrenaline dump.
Fuck.
So when you get into fighting, is there like a bond with fighters? Like, is there always a hate towards the fighter, like your opponents?
opponent?
And yeah,
No, well, I guess it depends. Like if there's
like
bad
you
blood
know your
before it.
opponents when you're.
No, you don't. I mean, you might know them if you know of them. Yeah, then you know of them. But it's like if you know about another company, you know of them, but you don't know them. It's the same thing. Like not everyone. Like this next guy they want me to fight, I don't know who he is. Never heard of him before. But I can look him up, see a couple fights.
Do you start kind of learning about them, studying all that, or do you care at this? Like, I just didn't
Depends.
know.
I mean, if he's like
how
a
football is,
nasty-
you go and watch
Yeah,
footage,
yeah.
you go and do all that. Do you do
No,
that
you
with
do.
your fighters?
Yeah, like I watched his last fight. But necessarily at this point, I'm more focused on what I can do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When I get in there and I'm with someone who's like a world-class grappler, world-class kickboxer, world-class this, then I need to focus on like, okay, I see what he can do. But at the same time, you don't want to get caught up in so much of what they can do. So then when you're out there in the cage, you're thinking, oh, he's a good kickboxer. Oh, here comes his kicks. And you're just thinking about defense and thinking about him. that's when you got to go in there. And that's why, like, I fight the way I do. I go out, I touch gloves, I throw the first kick. I go out there and I throw the first punch.
Shake it up a little.
Yeah, I just want to let them know, like.
I feel like that kind of ties sports like CrossFit and fighting together in a way, because it's so many, you know, it's not like football where if you're a receiver, that's your focus, is catching a ball. Yeah. You know, you running, catching, you learn the plays and all that. But when you're a fighter, it's like there's so many different styles of fighting. Or with CrossFit, it's like you have cardio, but then you have the weights, do you have the metabolic, do you have all those things that
rope
you know,
climbs.
You know, what do you work on daily? You know, how do you program what you're doing?
Well, before we go to that, we do have a question from the audience being Tommy. So Tommy, what is the question that you have?
Oh no, I was just wondering, like, you seem like a really humble dude, and you see a lot of trash talking for these fights, like when you're trying to motivate the fight, right?
Yeah.
Do you go through that, or?
I personally don't, you know,
Yeah, like
I mean, I don't, like, it would depend on if my
like
opponent, if my opponent had, like, I had bad blood with him, if I knew who he was or he's talking shit, you know, maybe, but I haven't came to that point yet. You know, I've never had to.
So, you know, like when when you go into the weigh-in and you're face to face at the weigh-in.
Yeah, I'll look at him and be like, hope you're ready, you know, like, or, you know, I might say something.
Are you the guy
to
that reaches up and gives a kiss?
No.
Remember that guy?
No, that ain't me.
Yeah, there was the one guy that, like, that's what he got known for, is he was, like, always joking around.
He did, flowers.
Yeah.
I know his name too.
He was in the UFC, wasn't he?
For a long time.
Yeah.
I know his name.
It'll come to you.
Yeah.
But no, but I mean, that's a good question, because
that's
that
what we talked about last night too.
Yeah, kind of with him. We were talking about it this morning too.
Yeah, it's like, is it for show? Is that how you build, you know,
an image?
I mean, it could be. You know, like, I feel like right now on a regional scene, that's not how no one's gonna give a damn about this dude who's in a regional scene talking shit. You know, I want to get in the UFC, establish myself. Oh, he's 2-0 in the UFC now. He's out here. He's become something. You know, then that's something. Then you have leverage. You know, I don't see the whole point of talking shit or calling someone out on the level where, I mean, I'm a professional, but on the regional scene where there isn't a lot of audience, there isn't like a lot of super fans, you know, where it can draw something. People don't care, you know, people that come to watch me fight, they don't care who I'm fighting.
Right.
They just want to see me fight. They want to see me win, you know, so.
But I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, one of the kids that works for us, a buddy of Nathan's, you know, that works for us here.
The one I just met?
Yeah. Like that's got to be kind of cool, because it's like, dude, like, to him, he's like looking up to you. You know?
Yeah. No, and I have that.
Like,
and
yeah, dude, I follow you. Like, this is badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
no, I do get that, you know, here and there, and I know that there's more to come from where that is, and it's just all about building my brand and my name, and you know, keep winning those fights, and more people are gonna start believing. You know, that's all. And I think
that's something that we were talking about earlier in Cody's office. You know, was the fact that, you know, nowadays, your record and who you are doesn't speak for itself. Like, branding, you're a brand.
Everything.
What your social media looks like, the scale of your social media determines on where you fit into the whole program. You could be a great fighter.
That's everything.
But if you don't have 13 million followers and doing this, it kind of sets you back, because
it's huge. And people don't realize
Isn't that crazy though?
You can be the best fighter on the planet, and, you know, I mean, if you're the best fighter on the planet, you're going to have a good
Exactly.
following. But you can be a solid fighter, someone that could be something, someone who's all the potential in the world. They don't get the right fights. They don't get the right promoting. They don't get the right advertising of themselves.
There's a lot of key things that fit in.
And that's everything.
Yeah, that's another things too. Like, one of Nikki's friends on America's Got Talent and all that, they want a story behind you. Yeah. Like, even though you're a great singer and you have the talent and all that,
100%.
they want a story that they can promote you with, to show, like, oh, did you come from the slums? You know, did you do this? You know, do you have this background?
And that's something for me, like, why I never wanted to fight on the Contender Series, which is a show where you have to fight and impress Dana White, and he might give you a contract, compared to, like, the Ultimate Fighter show. You're on a reality show. It's all real. It's still fighting. And you're getting to tell people, get to learn about you,
right?
You know? And then
would you have went on something like that?
Yeah, they don't have it. It hasn't been around in
a
while, but they're trying to bring it back, I think. And if I would be perfect.
I liked that show.
I would be perfect for it.
That was a very well watched show.
And one thing about myself that, you know, it's not something that has to be said, but, like, you know, like I said earlier, I don't come from a martial arts background. I don't come from a family of fighters. You know, I don't come from a wrestling back or anything. I'm just a dream. I was like, wow, I want to do that, you know? And to me, you know, I feel like I have, you know, maybe not a cool story, but I do have a story, you know? I did.
You don't come from money either.
No, not at all.
Like
No,
big
no.
financial
But
backing.
your dad's been a big support, right? On that level, as far as like getting you into the scene and whatnot.
I mean, my dad's awesome, you know? He isn't the sports person, you know? Like he took me to all my football practice. Really supportive in sports growing up, yeah. MMA, you know, is a little different. I mean, I'm wanting to train, and I don't really have a job. You know, and he's a business. He owns a concrete business.
Right.
In his head, it's hard to see him. It's hard for him to see it actually becoming something. But now I keep winning, and I keep winning. Now
Does he
it's
go
like,
to your fights?
Yeah, you know, and he's there.
Do you feel like the underlying thing too is really to not to prove your dad wrong, but just to show him
it's everyone,
what you're capable
everybody.
of.
Yeah, I mean, where I come from, like, you know, I used to get made fun of all the time. You know, like, oh, Mr. MMA, when I was in high school, you know,
Right.
and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be a UFC fighter one day. I'm gonna be there. Oh yeah, I have teachers. Oh yeah, I'll believe it when I see you in the cage, you know. And now I'm a 5-0 professional with all finishes, you know, and like it for me, like that alone was like. Not, I wouldn't say enough because I have so much more that I want to accomplish, but
Yeah, you're in the beginning.
yeah, just the beginning stages, you know, and that's something that it's hard, you know, like you
But
guys
you did-
believing in me,
Yeah, you
supporting me,
proved a
like
point to show that you could make this.
Yeah.
You know, you will make it. Like that. Had you lost all 5 fights, it's like, okay, you know, maybe this isn't my
yeah,
my,
no, 100%.
my career choice.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I definitely feel like that I can do anything, you know, and I think that's what pushed me past, you know, that breaking point where people stop doing it.
And
you know?
surrounding yourself with people that have done it, are
I mean,
doing
you're
it,
like
It's
you know?
everything.
Yeah, like you said,
You're
you're
living this.
literally training with the best people in the world.
Yeah, literally, you can't get anybody.
And you're living
You can't get
it,
any better.
There's no relationships. There's no outside distractions that.
Nothing. I mean, I dedicate literally every day to it. You know, like I told you, like relationships. It's not really in my books right now. I can't give another person attention that I need for my career and myself right now. And it sounds selfish. In my life, in
No,
MMA
it's
lifestyle
not
is
selfish at all.
Well, no, I mean, MMA is a very selfish, you know, thing. Like I left my family, you know, back home to come down here or come down to South Florida and train full time. You know, like I know it's a selfish thing, but in the end, it's gonna pay off. You know, and not only for me, for my family too.
Right.
You know, I'll be able to give back to them. You know, have opportunities to do things that even money can't buy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like things. There's experiences that I've got to experience that you can't put a price on it. You know,
You know, like you've trained in different camps,
Yeah.
and now where you're at is seated you to be in a very good position. And I think, as we talked about it, you know, the people that are training you and training with you, and you're training with,
Yeah.
are the top people in the nation. And the better part of that, I think, is the fact that they don't want to fucking lose, and they don't want to invest time into somebody
100%.
that is going to make them look bad. Like that, you winning
Are they pretty
makes them
honest
better.
with that stuff too?
Yeah.
Like if
Well,
they-
I mean-
like, do they, you know, would they come up and say, listen, you know, you just don't have it? Like, not to you, but to
No,
to
You know,
people,
like when
they
Cody, Cody was in his career.
There's guys
wait,
that
wait,
are-
wait, when Cody was in his career, and they were telling him, man, you know, you're doing so good. Like you're gonna go.
you take a very good beating.
No.
Like,
you're gonna
No.
go all the way.
there's guys. I mean, it's nothing said to them because obviously they still have a dream and hope, you know. But yeah, there's guys that they call them journeymen, guys that have mixed records that aren't gonna probably make it, and they're like fighters that get put up against other studs that get beat up, basically. And I mean, not necessarily, but that's kind of in the sense that's what it is. But
but this is hard. It's a hard path because you're 26.
yep.
There's no path to follow. There's no like, oh, by 29, you're gonna know if you made the UFC.
See,
so
it's
I'm
not like
gonna,
any other sport, and that's
Where-
like when you
right.
guys ask me,
by
like, hey,
21, you know if you're going to be in the NFL. You know,
Right.
if you're, or by college, it's like if you know. So there's no time. Like,
And that's the
at
hardest
22
thing.
years old, you pretty much know if you're going to the NFL or not.
Exactly.
You know, like
with this, it's nothing's guaranteed.
there's fighters 33 years old that are just
there's
starting on
but
their
there's
stuff.
nothing guaranteed in the sport.
Not that
and-
there is in any sport, but at least
Right.
know
You
that-
have an
idea.
idea. You go to
Not that
baseball,
you
you go to
waste-
D1, you go
yes.
here, you go do this, and there's
Yeah,
steps.
it's kinda-
Here, there is no steps.
Yeah.
we can get it right now. My phone ring. They can call me and say, "Hey, you're signed to the UFC." Like it could happen like that. You know.
But then the other side of it is you do a three fight contract for a year.
yeah.
So it's like that. Okay, I've got 3 fights this year.
Yep.
That's a whole year that goes by.
Yep.
and how much recognition do you get out of those 3 fights? You know what I mean? And then like
well, that's every fighter goes through it. You have to build yourself. You have
but
to
that's
win
what I
the
mean
fight.
is it's like typically no matter what happens, unless something happens where you get like a big fight somewhere wedged in there, it's like, okay, you're going to do 3 fights. The chances are that's just a couple steps in your ladder.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you go, okay, like where you're at right now is the fact that you're 5-0. You have one more fight left on your contract. Other than all the other shit that's going on, there's a great chance that this next fight, you fucking take it, you're going UFC.
Yeah,
you know
it's a huge chance. And it's a huge chance. And
so this is
there's
where
fighters,
you get to that point.
Yeah. And there's fighters like Adesanya or is it? Yeah, Israel. Yeah, Israel. He's the champ right now. He got offered a UFC contract 3 times. Turned it down 3 times.
Why?
He said he's not ready. He said he wants to keep winning. He wants to get more experience. So he turns it down again. They call him again, but he turns it down again. Now guess what? 4th time they say, we want you to come to UFC. He takes it. Now guess what? He's the middleweight champion of the world. You know what I mean? And he waited.
Now,
he was
did he
patient.
make that decision, or was it his whole camp?
He did. Him and his camp probably. It was. And that's why I was telling you I had to talk with my coach recently. And I said, do you guys think I'm ready? I said it's not necessarily that we don't think you're ready. But he said.
When is that right?
He said, you're not, he goes, Scrappy, you're 26. You're not even a man for another 5 years. You're not going to have that man strength. He goes, that's your prime. He goes, I ain't saying wait another 5 years. He goes, but, you're still young. He said from a year from now, he goes, you're going to be way better than you are right now.
So kind of like what we talked about in the beginning with, you being a 15-year-old and the other fighter being a 17-year-old. Exactly. In the fighting world, 25 to 30 is still building that.
Because I could go in there, I get the call. Say we get the call after I win this next fight. I go, I'm 6-0. They call me. Hey, you're in our fight, blah, blah. He's 31 in his prime. He's 15-2. Sick record, a lot of wins. Very
you don't have
good
a choice
experience.
at that point.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. So that's why, it's hard. Because you guys want it, I want it, my dad wants it, my family wants me to be in the UFC. Everybody wants me to be in the UFC, but there's a right time for it. And I got excited.
If you go in and flop and
you go and flop, it's like that. You lose it all like that, And then to get back into the UFC is way harder than to ever get to the UFC. Guys, I have, teammates that got in, lost a couple fights, got cut, and they look at me and they say, Scrappy, you're a killer, man, but just take your time. Yeah. Please listen, learn from me. And
that's good.
No, and
how many UFC fighters do you think there are? Is there a set number?
Yeah, there's a list. I don't know, maybe 400.
There's a lot of fighters.
Or maybe, I don't know. There's something Tommy could search that.
Google that up.
How many fighters under UFC contract?
I'd be curious to see how many fighters there are and how many get in yearly or what that.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's all about opportunity. It's all about being ready. I had a teammate right now.
And that's they pulled from all over the world.
Total current men fighters 499.
There you go.
That's
total
more.
Current women 86.
There you go.
Yep. So
we'll keep that one, Tommy.
Some of those women fighters should be in the
fuck. I tell you what.
Amanda Nunes is a badass chick. Not only is she a badass, she's like one of the nicest humans you'll ever meet too.
Everybody says that. Yeah,
so nice. She's a good person.
Who was the other girl the main one that ended up being
Ronda Rousey?
Now she's in the WWE or whatever.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah,
probably get out way more money.
Way more money. Less not get knocked out on television.
I guarantee you, she's making 3 times the money she's ever made in there.
Well, at that point, when it comes to that, that's fine. Yeah. For me, like the reason, and it's no knock on Bellator, but I don't want to even if they offered me more. I couldn't see myself selling my dream short for more money. It's just not where, everybody, a lot of people want to push me to the Bellator.
It's what I said too, with football and all that. There's other
Canadian
leagues.
league,
there's European leagues, all that you still make a good living playing in those, for basketball or football or motocross racing, all that. But if you have your goal set on being in the NFL or the NBA or the UFC, it's don't just stop it.
I mean, I've literally, since I moved out, I packed my car and moved down to South Florida. That's my life. It's UFC. I want to get in the UFC. That's my dream. I said it even in high school. I told everyone, hey, I'm going to be, everyone rolled their eyes. Hey, oh, yeah, okay, Mr. It's funny. My dad, he got my license plates done and he put MMA UFC on them.
Oh, really?
So I got so
Fuck,
much
you got-
shit. Yeah. Oh my god.
Cody had
I ended
those
up
on
taking
his
them off.
bicycle too.
I ended up taking them off because I got so much. Oh, Mr. MMA, Mr. UFC, and you know what? I had that vision in my head. They didn't see it.
Right.
You know, it didn't matter what the fuck they wanted or what they said. You know, this is what I'm gonna do. You don't believe me? Then see ya. You know, I have one of my best friends, Dylan Batten. He, you know, it's like a dream. We always talk. You know, he's someone who's such a big supporter. You know, and he believes in me, and he lives through the MMA dream, like through me. You know, because he's a
His
huge
name's Dylan?
Dylan, yeah, he's one of my good friends. But like,
You guys call yourselves the Double D's?
no,
You guys hanging
might
out?
have to.
Double D.
Double D.
Listen. I have to ask a question, or actually give us this, because a lot of people don't get this raw side of climbing this ladder.
Yeah.
So, you know, when they see something like this and something like yourself, everybody's already associating like, oh fuck, he's here, he's got a ton of money already, he's this and that. We know the reality behind that.
Yeah.
But I think the bigger thing is like, just go through a day of Scrappy. I mean, like morning.
I mean,
and a day of
I
training.
wake up, I kill my breakfast. You know, I get myself.
Well, wait. So let's talk about this fucking
Oh
breakfast.
my god.
So here we are. This morning before our workout at 5:30 in the morning, I'm smelling fucking turkey bacon, flowing up through the vents in my house.
Turkey bacon, get that right.
Turkey bacon.
I need some photos.
Yeah, he's got.
I got
Cody
the champ breakfast. I
So-
sent it to Cody.
So I'm smelling turkey bacon. I'm already up. I'm doing my shit on the social media stuff. This is at 5:30.
Yeah.
And I go downstairs, and here's this guy sitting in the kitchen,
Whipping
and
it up.
he's got turkey bacon, eggs, Ezekiel bread with avocado.
Can't forget that.
Yeah, no, he's lip syncing right now too.
And you missed the banana. I forgot to put that in there. I sliced up half a banana.
And the banana. And we're getting ready. We're going to be working out in less than 30 minutes. And I'm just like, dude, like, he's like, man, I got to.
Yeah,
He's like, that's what I got to do.
It's fuel. No,
I gotta
like it's a
fuel.
mental thing. Because
No, I get it,
if I'm
but
working out or I'm training and I start feeling tired, then I'm thinking, what didn't I do?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what didn't I do to be energized or fully ready? So, like, one of my roommates who's a pro fighter, also, he's big on the diet. Eats perfect, eats clean.
Oh, your roommate is a fighter?
Yeah, one of my roommates. Yeah, he's 3-0 right now. He's a stud. Yeah, he's 23 years old, 22, 23.
Would you ever have to fight each other?
No,
or-
he's bigger. I mean, 2 weight classes up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
But-
anyway, so let's go back. So the day of Scrappy, like you're in Florida, right?
I
You're
wake
getting ready
up.
the next.
I eat my food. I maybe drink my coffee. Sometimes, usually twice a week. I don't know if you ever see on my Instagram. I ride to the beach
Yeah.
and I'll go
Yeah.
in there and hit the sunset. Just kind of gets me going for the morning. But yeah,
Call that a sunrise.
Sunrise. Yeah,
We'll get to the sunset though.
Did I say sunset?
Yeah, you did.
Sunrise.
Yeah.
Sunrise. Yeah, I go there. Yeah, I go out early in the morning for the sunset. But no, the sunrise, and it kind of starts my day off. Like in a positive way. Listen to some music. Go out there. But training every morning. 10:30.
Let's go. What
Started. It's Monday through Friday. It's different. The sessions are. But yeah,
Right.
you have training. You have training at 10:30. Sometimes before 10:30, you have extra drilling, extra things that we do. We'll go there, hit pads or whatever. But no, it's literally, that's what it is. I go there, I go train, I come back home, I
Is it
clean.
a couple hours at a time? Or
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then come home. I always have my gear. It's all sweaty. I'm big on clean, so I always have to leave it outside in the sun, spray it down. It's go inside, I cook. Like my roommate, he's a big meal prepper, so he'll have all his meals ready. I kind of cook as I go,
Right.
I cook my food kind of, it just depends. Like it's hard to say exactly, but it depends on the day and what sessions I have. I might have a session that's, with quarantine also, it screwed everything up. Our sessions got all different, rearranged, like flip-flopped. But that's what it is. I wake up, I go train, I come back home, pretty much in preparing for my next session,
Right.
That's what it is. And then I go back and I go train again. And then maybe if that session was earlier, like in the evening, say 4:35 or whatever, and I have something at 7, there's some jiu-jitsu, I'll go do that. So I'm always at least hitting twice a day.
Gotcha.
And then, yeah, it's twice
And
a day training.
understand this, like climbing this ladder, There's no time for that's work.
Yeah.
Like, there's no time for fucking.
So when I first moved down there as an amateur, you know, I was bouncing on the weekends. You know, I worked at this little reptile place, you know, for a little bit and trying to make some money. But no, there isn't. I mean, did what I did. I did everything I could. Like I
worked at a reptile place.
I hated it. The guy that owns it is the best guy on earth. I love him, but I hate touching shit like that, and I'm not. It's just not me, you know. But no, it's a grind.
But what'd you do? You like feeding him?
No, I don't even listen. Like, I didn't want to touch anything. He put me in charge of cleaning everything, like all the like shit, like rat shit or whatever it is. You know, so I had big ass gloves on.
You were in charge of all the animals.
You know, I had in charge of cleaning up after them. You know, cleaning the Tupperware and everything. But no, like I did what I could do. You know, I met a kid down there who was starting this business. He's like, oh, come live with me for, you know, however long you need. I stayed there for 9 months, you know, and he helped me out, didn't make me pay rent, you know. So like there was things that
community.
No, you know, I found it. I found a place off Craigslist. This family was asking for a college student to come in and rent their. I said, I'm not really a college student. I said, I'm 22. I'm chasing my dreams, and you know, this is who I am. And I told them, and they're like, wow, like, you know, come in. So I lived there for about 6 months, and then actually there's a time where I went home for like a month and came back, and I was staying off my buddy's couches. You know, I had everything in my car, and it turned into I was like staying out of my car. You know, I was literally sleeping on pool benches and going to the beach and just staying. Like, I would hang out with people. Think like, oh, you're literally living. Like, it's not exactly like that. I would go hang out with someone till maybe 2 a.m, and then I would just go crash somewhere. You know, like on the beach or in my car or on the pool benches. My buddy has this nice subdivision.
No matter how you slice that up, that's fucking homeless, bro.
Yeah, no, and you can't. And the thing is, it's not like if I reached out,
you're trying to make it glorified, but no, that.
Well, no,
that's
if I reached out to, you know, a family's like, oh my god, of course I could bother my aunt or, you know, my dad, and that's the thing, my dad, like, I didn't want to have to.
I get it.
I don't want him over my head saying, oh, I pay for this or I do that. You know what I mean? Which is a natural thing as a parent, I'm sure. Like, if, you know, my dad ain't rolling in the money, but, you know, if I really need something, I'm sure he would help. But he, you know, there's times where he did help me. He'd send me some money to help me out here and there. But no, I didn't want that. You know, I didn't want him to feel like, you know, I'm just out here freeloading off him. So I didn't say anything, and I would go do that. You know, I would do what I had to. I ended up getting a job. Some guy overheard me talking about not having money. He's like, you ever sold cars before? I'm like, no, but let's do it. I need a place to live.
I fucking cleaned reptiles.
Yeah, I need a place to live. Like, so let's do it.
Does that count?
Got me a job the next day. Went in there, had an interview. He got me a job. Sold cars for about 3.5 months. Saved up over 12 grand. Killed it. Sold cars. Wow. Killed it. 3 months. Sold.
So how does something like
because
that?
It's a mentality. Like, you know, you have to do it. Like,
no, I get it, but once you get that, it's like, you know, that kind of money.
Yeah.
How does that not turn your head?
You know what it did? I said, hey guys, I quit, and took that money, went and got an apartment, paid it off for the whole year so I could train.
So that's what fucking dedication is right there. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what separates people like yourself from all the other Joe Schmoes that are out there, because you had that opportunity where you could have been the fucking
continue. No, and that that was awesome. I liked it. You know, it was like a cool little life, like the way like meeting Florida? People. Yeah, in Delray Beach. I worked at the Nissan there, and you know, the guys there that were managing.
Shout out to Delray Nissan.
Yeah, Mike, Nick, all of them. No, they're younger guys, and I told them, I said, hey, this is my. They were so cool. They said, I went in there after 2 weeks, and I had to quit. I said, hey, I can't work these hours. It's 7 to 7 every day. I'm like, I can't train. I'm like, I moved down here for a reason. I'm away from my little brother, my mom, my family for this. Like, I can't do this. So he goes, dude, you just sold 12 cars like in your first 2 weeks. He's like, what hours?
Rethink that.
Yeah, he goes, what hours do you need? You know, it was a point where people would come in, they go, oh, you're that new guy that can sell cars. Like I had this guy, he goes, yeah, I heard about you. I heard you sold like this much in a week and a half. I was like, oh shit, you know, like. But no, they were like, we don't want you.
Did you have an Instagram then?
Oh yeah,
I could throw it all up.
No, I didn't put nothing on there. But they said, what is it that you need so you don't quit? I said, I need to train in the mornings at the least.
Right.
So they said, all right, coming in at 2 or 3 every day. So I came in at 2 or 3 every day, got to train, got to do what I needed to do, and then I would come in there, still sell a car, and they were happy with it, you know? And then it got to the point where I was like, listen, I really need to focus on the grind. So I took that money, went and paid off. I don't know if I paid up. I think I paid off like 6 months up front.
Right.
And then I paid, and I still bounced on the weekend. So I would go work at Nissan, and then I work on Saturday, 7 to 7. I'd bring my bouncing outfit, my black tux or whatever I had, and I'd bring it in there. I'd go change. I had to be on bouncing on the Ave at 9. So I'd work from 7 to 7.
Bar
have an
bouncer?
hour or two. Yeah, I was a bouncer.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a bouncer at the front door. I'd go work 7 to 7.
Bouncer.
No, but I could whoop someone's ass. So they loved it.
Listen,
But-
hey, you got to remember it was Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Actually, it's a nice place. Salt 7, very nice
No,
place.
so think of it this way too. It's like here you're getting a little bit of taste of money, and you're doing well in a fucking big man's world when you're talking about selling cars.
Yeah.
I don't say big like big. I mean like there's people that's what they do their whole life.
Yeah.
And make huge money and careers out of it.
Great money.
And you fucking jump in no time at all. You're already probably pissing a lot of people off.
Well, I got
on
my
top,
own desk.
you know-
yeah, you already know I did.
Yeah, see
and
what I mean?
the funny
The
thing
fucking
is, you don't
play.
have a signed desk. There's some of the OGs there that had their desk and that was theirs. But I went and said, "This is mine." Like when I was like, if I
I'm
come
taking
in,
this.
yeah, like
I'm
I
taking
come
this.
in, I'll be like, Brian.
He jumped up like a box jump on that desk. Bitch is mine.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
there's a guy specifically named Brian that he would always sit at my desk and I'd be like, "Listen, Bob, like, what are we gonna have to do here? This is my this is my desk. It's unofficial, but you see all the shit. Like, I'd leave all my stuff, protein shakes, like leave all my
all
my
centered
vitamins. Yeah, I could put my picture up there. Like, get the fuck out of here.
This is the last 8 cells. Where you're? Oh yeah, you don't have any.
But no, it's good, man.
So you're there. You got.
Making money, I'm
making money, and you're in South Florida.
Yeah, and I'm bouncing. And it's not cheap.
Coming from Illinois, right? And now you're in South Florida.
Yeah.
which is not that it's not
South
cheap.
Florida. So let's put it this way: South Florida, no money, coming down with a negative amateur record. It's like 1-2 or 2-3, something like that, with a dream of like, oh, you know, I'm gonna keep doing this, and it was
How long have you been in Florida?
Well, I moved down there in November of 2014, but
Okay.
I went back. I left for like a year. I think I left for 2000.
You went back home, huh?
I left for 2017. I went home.
Okay.
I went home and I was there helping out my mom, my little brother, and my sister, just trying to be there. Like, I don't honestly think I was too much help. I tried, you know, but I mean, it just is what it is. I tried to be there. There isn't much you can do when, you know, you don't have any money. You come back home, you know, I'm just living at my dad's and I'm working with him, fighting with him, you know, pouring concrete, not really. But I actually got my pro career started then, though, too. I took 2 pro fights when I moved back home, and that's how it kind of stuff started taking off. But, yeah, you know, I got that apartment from working at Nissan, and after that, that's when I moved back home for a year. And then, you know, I moved down, I, you know, connected with you guys, Jesse, and so, you know, was able to make it work for the whole year down there.
Which let's not leave Jesse out of that.
No,
because
not at all.
You know, he's the intro to us with you and really
I got
the
a hold of-
selfless backing from his side.
Yeah, where did that come from?
So King Mo posted a picture of
Yeah.
Platinum Vape, and I went to your guys' Instagram and I shot Instagram a message. It was Jesse on the Platinum Vape Michigan.
I remember
Okay.
I remember talking to Jesse.
Yeah,
He's like,
and
dude,
I was just like, hey man, like, you know,
Did you know King Mo at the time?
Yeah, I knew King Mo. Yeah, and I just told him, I was like, you know, I think you know, I'm a big believer in cannabis, and I think it'd be really cool to promote your guys' stuff if it would be possible. You know,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a good
no
runway right.
No,
into
I was just
cannabis
like, I
and
really like it. You know, I'm 1-0. You know, I talked to him about a week before my second pro fight. He sent me out some, you know, like a shirt or some product, and I went in there, knocked the dude out. I was on the mic with it. I said
remember.
platinum. I said
Oh, I
platinum
remember
vape.
that.
Yeah.
I was like, platinum vape, baby, let's go. And you know, it's one of those things. You know, I realized I was 2-0. Things back home, my family weren't nothing was changing. You know, and I felt like I did. You know, I came back home. I tried. You know, so I ended up moving back to Florida. But
Right.
I told Jesse, I said, hey, I'm not going to be fighting for a little while. So I told him, I said, he was like, why? I said, I'm moving back to Florida. I'm going to go get a job down there and do it all over again. I'm going to try to, didn't talk to anyone. Didn't have a plan. I was just going to drive down and get after it.
for the second time.
For the second time. Life works out in crazy ways. My old roommate, when I got that place, when I was working at Nissan, I had a roommate. He hit me up 3 days before I was coming down. Hey, man, I haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing? said, "Oh, good, dude. Guess what? I'm moving out in 3 days. Where are you moving to?" I said, "I have no idea." He goes, "Well, I got an open room." So it worked out, right?
Yeah.
And then I told Jesse that, and he's like, "Nah, man. Like, he's like, what do you mean?" He's like, "You're 2-0. You're fucking 2 first-round knockouts. Like, what do you mean you're gonna quit and go work?" I was like, "Dude, I gotta get out of here." I'm like, it's hard living back here with everything that's going on. I'm like, I want to, I don't want to let go of this dream. And he's like, "Well, yeah, that's my whole point." So he was like, "Let me help you out." And he said, "Well, what is it that you're going to need, a month?" And he said, "I can do that." And he helped me out the whole 2019. And that was my best year, my career. I got fighter of the year, 3 finishes, and 3 first round knockouts, and everything worked out, then it's kind of how I got to this point. You know what I mean? Just having someone believe in me, someone say, "Listen, like I see it," and that's how, like, when you ask me, how does Connor become Connor? It's people saying, "Hey, that guy's gonna be something. Here, we want to invest in you. We want to promote you. We want to."
It is that, but it's also the bigger part of it.
No, I mean, I gotta.
right there.
You gotta do.
Yeah,
You gotta have that. It's not just that. Yeah, you gotta have that extra that extra desire. Like, I mean, of course I want a girlfriend. Yeah. Of course I want to fucking have a family. I'm 26. I have nothing. I have no money. You know what I mean? Like, of course I want that stuff. But I know that I'm literally doing something that I'm never gonna regret.
Right.
I'll never.
Big
I
thing
will
said right there.
never regret. I will never look back. Here's something. I had a girlfriend of 3 years. I lived with her before I moved down here for like 2 years at her mom's house. I was always, I fought with my dad, so he kicked me out. I'd stay there. I was a bum ass kid. Worked at a skate rink. 18, 19. Like, had nothing going for me. As amateur. Oh, I'm gonna be a fighter. Looking at. Her, she didn't
So
even
much negative
She didn't
around
even want
you.
to. She didn't want to even introduce me to her dad's side of the family. What am I supposed to tell him, Dustin? This is my boyfriend that lives at mom's house, that has no job, and he's 19, doesn't go to school. Like, that shit. That to this day drives me.
Yeah.
I haven't had a girlfriend since. You know what I mean? Like, like to me, like or to other people, it sounds like, oh, but to me that was huge. That right there, like, broke me. Like, I was like, I want to be the biggest fucking thing. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I want to be something special, and I know I can do it. And so
that's where you're at.
It's that self-belief. Like, I just don't want to settle for less. I come from an area where you're expected to go get your 9-to-5 job. Come home, go on Wednesday nights, go to Tequila's, go to Friday night, go to the bar. Hey, that's
fucking
fine.
bowling
Listen,
league.
Hey, I'm not knocking
there's
it. You
nothing
love that?
wrong
You
with
love
that.
I don't want anyone back home to ever think. I always say this. I always make sure I say this. That's what you love. That's great.
Yeah.
But I grew up. My dad busts my hardest worker I know. I mean, I don't always get along. That man is the hardest working dude, pouring concrete
Sucks
in
for
there all
you.
day. Yeah, he's a little rough on me.
No, it does,
But-
because you won't, regardless. Not that you're not the hardest worker that
But in his
but
eyes,
the fact is that in his industry and in his what he does, that's what you're saying. Now, you take what you're doing. You're the hardest fucking worker you know.
Yeah, 100%.
And at this point, as a father, he's going to, and you're going to appreciate it like so much more. And trust me, I've been fortunate to have, Cody as my business. We're partners, 50-50. There's nothing more than that. And when you get into this, trust me, we've had our bouts, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is that you get to a point where, not that he has anything to prove to me, but like you as a father, you get to that point and it's like, wow, look at this.
I think, rest in peace to my mom. When she passed, I think that was also for him. That like made him kind of want to, it wasn't more about like, what are you doing with your life? It was more like, just as long as you're happy, Scrap, I love you, like that. Yeah. It kind of changed, like his, energy changed.
Were your parents together?
No. So I always had, 2 different homes. Like, they were split up since I was 2.
It's crazy, and I know I could see it's, that's a touching side.
Yeah.
And this is something that it's not about.
And people don't realize, like, things with that was hard. That's why I moved back home, was to help her out. And like that's also a testimony to like how much I wanted it. Like, she passed 5 weeks before my 3rd pro fight.
Yeah.
Like that was. Everyone thought for sure I wasn't gonna fight. They're like, you're gonna call it, and she wouldn't have wanted that,
No,
absolutely.
And that's this isn't to capitalize on the moment like a fucking Oprah Winfrey. Getting onto that, but you also have to understand that, like what Tommy was saying, to me. Tommy sends me a text message earlier about the question that he had, and he's like, he seems like a humble ass dude.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he sent me.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
to ask that question. I'm like, you fucking ask it.
Yeah.
But you know, there's the other side of it too that people need to understand. You know, because there's this myth. There was King Mo up there. This myth where where it's like, you know, you look at this, you look at the UFC, and it's just brawling motherfuckers out there, just like with no heart.
I'll tell you right
this
now,
and that.
fighters are the best people on earth. And when I say that, I can't say it enough. They're
I got to say this because we were sitting in earlier, and we were watching the $20,000 giveaway. You know what I mean? And we're just sitting there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not trying to capitalize on it, but I'm
true.
trying to get people to understand, as a person, there's so much depth to this guy outside of just fucking beating people up in a ring. You know what I mean? And that's the side of it.
I'm
we're
a
sitting
softie.
here. We're sitting here. We're watching the $20,000 giveaway, and we get to the Mariah. You know, and you know, just that side.
I'm about to tear it right now. No, I see it.
He's
I see
like
the mom.
sitting there
The
and
mom's
he's
like
watching, and you know the part where I was with her mom and whatnot. There you go. And you know, I mean, it's like, and I look over and the guy's literally fucking bawling.
yeah, no, I had tears because
because
I see that I can relate to that. You know,
Right.
like for my mom, she is pissed. She had no money.
Right.
You know, she's hurting. You know, that's basically how she passed. Like, you ask how she passed. Like, she got to a point where she just didn't want to live anymore. That's how she died. Like, she just in her sleep, like she was just, you know, done. Like,
it's a
She
give
didn't
up.
have anything wrong?
I mean, she had bad neck surgeries that went wrong, and
No, but there was no like
suffocation is what they said. She like just like I don't know, yeah.
Jeez.
You know, and like I see that stuff, and I know what it like. You know,
You can relate.
it's like even it's like when I asked Jesse, or when Jesse said when you need her, you guys, and you say I don't want to ask, I don't want anybody, I don't want nobody's money, I don't want nothing, but you know, like, and I see that lady's like, to you it might have been nothing, giving her that $500. No, I'm saying
it was everything. Trust me.
You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean.
Because
it might not have like dented you, but to her, you have no idea what that might have done for her. And when I saw that, like, to me, like, that's, and like, it's just so real. It's so raw. That's that's life, you know. And I don't know, man. Like, I'm not someone who takes anything for granted, you know.
And once again, the whole idea wasn't to capitalize on anything.
No, it's all right.
It's to get people to understand that the guy you see up there, you know, that's fucking the gloves on and this shit, that there's a person there. There's depth. There's
100%.
And that's, you know, and that's what this is about, is really to see that depth. And this is, you know, as we always talk about, is the premise for this podcast is, what does cannabis do or doing for you? And this is what's great about all this shit that we do and why we do it, is to have stuff like this where this isn't just like, oh, we're fucking supporting and, you know, here, wear this. It's a mutual thing. Like you have this true thing for PV. Yeah. You've supported us, whether there's anything there or not.
Yeah.
And so that's actually really kick ass as well.
I haven't even touched base on that.
Right.
You know, you're a cannabis user.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going now. And, you know, we're already
marijuana.
You know, we're already over an hour into this. But,
wow.
But that's where I'm getting at, is like, now we're in this, like, this isn't you just taking a sponsorship. This, like, you're part of our family. We're part of your family. And you're a cannabis user.
Yeah, big time.
Right.
I love cannabis.
It's like you said this morning. You're like, dude, I can fucking, you know, smoke a blunt or whatever.
I could smoke a blunt,
and then take off
rip
and
a
run.
bong rip, and I go. That's, you know, I do. If I don't have any wraps, I'll rip a bong rip and I go hit 3 miles like it's nothing, and not just like a jog. Like that's what I hit, put it in.
Right, and so you take something like this and
you smoke daily.
Yeah.
You use it, you know, and it helps you get through your days. And, you know, it's crazy because it goes against the stigma of like, oh, you put smoke in your lungs every day, or you're not going to have lungs. You're not.
Well, let's go a couple rounds, see who lasts longer. You know, that's what I say.
No,
like,
that's the truth.
Yeah,
you have incorporated cannabis into your training
100%
regimen.
100%.
And that's what's crazy.
No, I'm a big believer in it. I think that it, you know, especially when it comes like to comparison and stuff, like drinking or smoking weed, like there's no comparison. Like marijuana is.
Oh yeah,
you know. And then for me, like my grandma, you know, shout out to my grandma.
Oh, this was a funny story.
No, I'm just saying my grandma, you know, she uses, she's a cannabis and she is, you know, getting older, you know, she's 79, 80 years old, and she'll outwork all of us. She'll go out there and do a whole garden, and while she's high as hell, smoking. It doesn't, it's a stigma people think.
Yesterday, he's like, man, I go to my grandma's. She's got the best weed.
She got better weed than I do.
He's like, Grandma, you fucking carry better sacks than I got.
Yeah, she's like, which one you want? And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like over here with my one hitter, my little pinch box.
He's scraping his pipe.
Yeah,
and shit.
literally, I'm doing resin hits. I'm doing resin hits because I have no weed. My grandma's over here with Ziploc baggies, But no, like that right there, like shows. She consumes it, and she's at her age, and she's still getting shit done, still functioning, still doing, and it bothers me that, people look at marijuana, like, how casual do you see on the internet? Anytime people are out drinking a glass of wine, drinking this, doing that,
casually
about it.
Yeah.
But I go every day. I smoke a joint,
reality
someone
show,
smokes a blunt, it's kind of like,
Yeah, any reality show
What are they
that
doing?
you see nowadays, any reality show you see, the first thing that they do,
revolved around drinking, partying,
the
and all
first
that.
thing that they do, any of these shows, is they stock the liquor in there because they want them drunk as quick as possible.
Where I come from,
and that's where the shit starts.
Where I come from, small town, 5 bars. The town's, one road. We have one road throughout our town, one main road. We have 5 bars on the side of one big building. It's Bud Light coming into our town. It's like King of Beer. That's all I'm around. That's all I seen. And like. For me, that goes back to why I do what I do. Like, I want to get the fuck, like, I love where I grew up. Love it to death. I always claim it's my.
But you want to get ahead of the game. That's all.
Yeah, I want more. Like, it's not even about, when I say money more, I want more to life. I want to experience, like, coming out here to San Diego. This is amazing.
First trip to California.
Yeah. I mean,
But I like it too, because it's like, you come out, you go right in, you start working out, you're staying in our house. It's not like, hey, I need a hotel. I want to. Just like when you came out to Michigan, you stay in Jesse's house. It's like, I don't care. I just come hang out.
Well, I wouldn't, if I felt bad energy or bad vibes, I would be like, listen, I ain't somewhere I need to be or something, No, I wouldn't be. No, hell no. But, I know I'm a good person. So I know that, and it goes back to how you were saying, you surround yourself with people, that where, you can't surround yourself around people, and if you want to be somewhere else, it doesn't make sense.
Not at all.
Where I want to be is the top. So what do? I go put myself around the top fighters in the world. Yeah. I believe in cannabis. So what do? I reach out to a cannabis company. And I say, listen, I totally believe it. I am a big believer in it. I'd love to promote. I'd love to, be a part of it somehow. Whatever it is, I want what I want. And I'm gonna go get it. I'm not gonna settle for anything. You know what I mean?
Oh,
wow.
Crazy. I think one thing I want to get into is, everyone has those icons or whatever in the fight.
Look at that! Look at that picture.
I lost that fight. That's how the fight ended too. I thought I won. He pulls me off him. I'm like, yeah. They called it and won by decision. It's one of my amateur losses.
But what I was saying, everyone has, like, when you're growing up playing football or any other sport, they have those people they look at. So who was like your idol in fighting, or do you have one?
Well, it's to be honest, I guess my idol, because he kind of is Tyron Woodley. Like, that's who I looked at. That's who my style is kind of after. He's the one who gave me my first pair of gloves. You know what I mean? Like, he's someone that I was 16, 17 when I first met him, started training with him, and I'm around this real fighter, and he wasn't even in the UFC yet. That was cool. I met him before he was in the UFC, and he told me, his self-confidence made me believe that I could do it. He would look at me and go, Scrappy, I'm going to win a world title. I'm going to fight Rory McDonald. He told me things that happened. He told me Instagram's going to be the biggest way of.
That's a cool picture too.
Hell yeah. No, and Tyron Woodley's someone that I looked up to on a personal level. I met, I knew him.
He's a good person overall.
Yeah, good dude. Shout out to Tyron.
Is he in Florida?
No, he kind of, he's one of those guys who he established himself, kind of goes where he needs, has his main coach, Dean Thomas.
So do you think he'll still stick in fighting for a while? Like,
who knows? I mean, he makes music. He does acting. He's an A-class celebrity, and he's making it his way to an A-class celebrity if he isn't already. And doors. That's what this fighting can do. That's something that's also, like I said, I want to be a world champ. That is my dream. Something I never told you guys. With fighting, I want to make a platform not only to where I can tell other people, like, show people literally, look who I am. I'm not someone with a background. Not someone. I literally did it off a dream and hard work and dedicating every fucking day to it. And
That's like The Rock. You
No.
know, it's like people like that. You know, that's how they got through where they're at now. Now he's one of the biggest celebrities. You know, and it's
Yeah.
like he was in WWE, and I don't know what he did before that.
well,
but
that's where I want to create such a big platform that, honestly, one of my biggest dreams and goals, I also, along with fighting, I want to be an actor. I love acting. I would love to be in a movie. I think that's the coolest thing on earth. And I can reach that through fighting. You know,
Yeah.
Fighting can open so many doors, you know, and maybe it's not that fast, satisfaction. Is that how you say that? Or
satisfaction.
satisfaction, fast satisfaction.
Satification. That could be a song though.
I'm not even high right now. This is weird.
Satification.
Satification. No, but like there isn't no, you know, fast term or short term, you know, reward
Right.
from this. You know, it's that long run, what you can get through it. You know, me being out here, you know, through fighting. You know what I mean? Like, if I was working on some regular job or whatever, I wouldn't be out here. I wouldn't meet you guys.
Would
I
have
wouldn't
never connected.
No,
in
would have
that
never
way.
connected. You know.
But you also reached out, and
Yeah.
that's what's cool is how those connections start working.
Yeah.
And
They didn't
I'm
happen-
I'm
listen,
glad we were able to finally fully connect. You know,
Yeah, 100%.
versus just being through Jesse and stuff. But
But-
you know,
but
it
the
takes
thing
all
is
those random.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we didn't look at you.
Yeah.
You looked at us.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean? And it could have never happened.
No. And
How many
Little
more are
did
there?
you know at that time that you were looking at us, we were a tiny ass company.
yeah.
We had nothing going on.
I
So it
I
was
didn't
like
have
just
any
a
idea.
random thing,
No, it was just, you know, maybe a meant
That
to
was
be
when
thing.
I first moved out to Michigan too.
Yep.
And it was like, we were
Just getting
nothing
going.
at that. Yeah.
No, and that's how it was. You know, I just kind of, I know what I can do and I know what I can accomplish and I know where I want to be. And it's, you know, finding some people that can also see that and also believe in that, you know, and it's huge. It can change.
Yeah,
It
getting
can
to a
change
point
my
where
whole
you
career.
can start helping others as well.
100%.
You know, and that's
and I do it in a sense. I do that now with up and coming fighters that are still below me. You know, I give them advice. I tell them, hey, listen, this is what I learned from my mentors, Tyron Woodley, Charles Rosa. You know, these guys that invested so much time into me, and I sit there and I'm like a sponge. I just soak it all up.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I've gained this. You know, fighters. A lot of fighters have managers. They have managers get their sponsors to do that. I've done my own sponsorships. I've done my own fight contracts.
How come you don't have like a full manager and all the?
I mean, because what can they do more than I can do right now? There isn't much.
So you're just wasting money in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, it'd just be kind of like it's almost, it'd be cool. Like, I got a manager, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, what's the managers these days don't do shit for you, really. They just get you fights. You know, they're supposed to, like, back in the day, they get you their sponsors. They make your banner for you. They do all that stuff. And some do still, but for me, I'm doing it on my own. So why do I, like, I'm not going to have someone else go and do it for me.
At some point you will.
No.
But right
after
now,
this fight, I mean, I have Charles McCarthy. Shout out to him. He's like him and Charles Rosa, who's fighting this weekend actually in UFC. You know, they're my mentors. I'm not signed to them, but I send everything to them. Say, hey, what do you think? If Charles told me, you know what, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you need to do this, and also go hit and run right now. I'd probably do it. Seriously, that guy's he's in the UFC. He's where I want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
So
I'm
you
gonna-
have to have faith in their decisions.
100%. You know,
He put the legwork in there to get there.
yeah,
And-
he has
and
a blueprint. He has the blueprint. You know,
Yeah.
like how you said, there's an exact way, but you can have a blueprint. You can follow the ways. You know,
Yeah.
like when I first went to turn pro, I was gonna sign and fight this Olympic wrestler kid. I had no idea. I was like, I can take him. Charles was like, what the fuck are you doing? So you're not taking that fight. You're gonna take a smart fight. You're gonna fight a guy that's a good match for you. You're gonna go out there, put on a good performance. You're gonna build yourself. You're gonna do it right. You know, everybody wants to see you fight the toughest guy right now. People right now, I get so much shit because I haven't fought like the best guys on earth, but I'm fighting for $1,000. You want me to go out there in front of my friends and family, fight another stud right now for $1,000, get my face ripped open?
But you got to think of it both sides of that coin
It is,
too. Is
but
that
no,
you
that's the
don't
part of-
know, and now you take the guy that fought you
Yeah.
and got his ass whipped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was that a smart take on his part? I don't know what the numbers are, but
Maybe for him
that
it was an
wasn't-
opportunity. Like this last fight, you know, he got an opportunity to be in the main event at a Shamrock FC show, which is one of the biggest pro regional.
But was it a
promotions.
smart
For him?
You know what I mean?
For him, probably not.
Okay, but so that's the step on your part too.
But he
like,
didn't really know at that
you know,
part
He
either,
doesn't.
you know?
No. He's like, you know what? He had like 15 pro fights. I had 4. You know.
Yeah,
And
so it's
he's like, oh, I can take this kid. You know, like it doesn't matter that he's lost more
So
than
really,
he's won.
on that side, when people say that, it's like no one knows what you have. You know, it's like,
No.
Right.
No, they don't, and that's why like
What kind of fighter are you? Like, what is your style when they claim
I'm not
like
a fighter. I'm a lover. What's the guy talking about?
By the way, the movie he wants to start a movie. I think it's probably porn.
Yeah.
Porn would be a good place to start off. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah.
what?
His name's Nappy.
Yeah. A little nappy in this mug. Get that shit all nappy. But I'm a
fighting style.
I'm a freestyle fighter. I don't have no background. I wasn't a wrestler, so I'm not gonna say
Do
I'm a
you
wrestler.
do like
Do everything.
jiu-jitsu?
I train everything.
You do.
Every day.
Yeah, I didn't know how that works.
Train it all. I'm well rounded. I'm a all round fighter. You know, you want to grapple, let's grapple. You want to.
You do have some wrestling in you, though.
Great, yeah, good wrestling.
I think we should take this back a little bit and maybe Tommy go down to Toys R Us is not open anymore, but go to Big Five or something real quick. Send Eunice down.
Yeah, give me.
We'll get some gloves. You know what I mean? Get Cody some
got
headgear.
ground and pound.
And
He's
we
trained
say-
twice.
We see, yeah. We're gonna
Twice means 2 rounds. For each day, he gets a round. You better remember what you learned, bub.
What was it? Ground and pound?
ground and pound practice.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Cody's
Here, you want to
thinking-
know what I am?
Cody's
I'm a ground
thinking-
and pound fighter. That's my best thing. I get on top of someone.
I know.
You're fucked.
I know how to protect myself.
no, you don't. No, you don't. When you say ground and pound, Cody thinks he's getting like In-N-Out Burger or something. No, I mean,
Well, everyone always gets labeled as
No,
a,
you do.
as
I'm a freestyle
like
fighter.
a stand-up fighter or whatever.
I'm a freestyle fighter.
Do you see that like the labels being less now because like previously it was
No.
like a guy was kung fu, a guy
No,
was
they
jiu-jitsu,
still-
a guy was this.
They
You know
still
what I mean?
do it. No, they still label as, like Khabib's a wrestler, Connor's a striker, like they still have that, but yeah, not as much. It's not like back in the day.
Because everybody came from something.
Exactly. It's not like how you're
Like the
talking about
Gracies were
where
all
they had-
grapplers.
when they had there's bare knuckle in
Oh,
the
yeah,
UFC in
back.
the beginning.
Yeah.
One guy could have a glove on, you could have shoes on, like it was just anything goes.
That's crazy shit.
And then
I remember watching those.
And then when they show the tape, they'll say this guy's a.
And there was no weight class either.
No.
Those guys were drawing tickets and just beating the shit out of them.
What do you think of the social media fighting? You see that stuff like Logan Paul and all those guys?
Well, my buddy Supreme Patty.
Yeah.
He.
Like they get in and now they're like, well, it started off as boxing and then I think
I don't think none of them are. Hey, that's a cool pick. I like that one.
Yeah, like Logan Paul had a fight where it was like
I don't know. I mean, it's
boxing, no headgear, and it was supposed
his
to be
brother,
like,
like Jake Paul. They have he's 2 fights, and I mean, if they call themselves fighters, then so I guess ups to
They
them
just
if
had
they
the-
want
they
to
had
call
the
that.
money to build a whole-
Yeah, they have the money to go hire someone to train them all day, and then he trained for 2 months straight and took a fight, and now he's a fighter. No,
No, but
hell
I think.
Let me fight Jake Paul.
No, I get it,
Bro, come on.
But reality is this: is that
You
must set that up.
But,
Yeah,
but,
set it.
No, but
Please, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, both way bigger than me, but Scrappy's coming.
Nappy's coming right after too. So why? Hey,
for the girls.
Hey, watch your girls because Nappy's there too.
Hide your children, hide your women, hide them all.
No, I think the big thing for them is that they're fighting within their circles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
cool.
It's literally
Hey,
it's social
more
media against
actually,
social
if anything,
media.
It's bringing more exposure
Think about
to the fighting.
Yeah, I mean, think about that.
I mean,
you know
not
what
really MMA, but
No,
boxing.
but reality is that it's kind of like in a way it's like in our camp, in cannabis, it'd be like us fighting another brand. You know what I mean? In the same sense, I mean, these guys aren't calling out that I know of. They're not going to a UFC fighter going, I could beat this guy's ass.
no, like Logan Paul called out Antonio Brown.
Yeah, he's calling out like a football player. Yo, I bet I could beat your ass in a boxing match. Antonio Brown just okay. I guess. Let's do it then. I don't know.
Right.
It's all about just, I don't know, they call it clout, getting exposure, getting,
that's a social media
yeah.
thing. How what's the label, that you can?
I wouldn't call them fighters, no. I would call them social media people that can do
that's-
anything they want because they got a lot of money.
But I think that what they're doing is that draws
Pretty dead
coming
on.
because of the fact that who they are, they're challenging another camp in social media, which generates this huge hype because they have that.
Yeah,
background,
my buddy
and they go
Patty
fight,
did it.
and they go fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They go fight.
Did he win that fight?
He should have. I think he should have. He lost by decision, but
Oh, it came down to a decision.
Yeah,
Who did he fight?
He fought like some amateur fighter, some guy who
He is training to be a
Rudy.
boxer. Rudy.
Guy. Yeah, that was his name, Rudy. No, he's just like a guy who takes fights, ain't like a real fight, like not like a diehard, fighter, but he does it,
But I watched stuff on that.
He fought like a real.
He changed his whole lifestyle,
bro.
Like that was probably his.
That
turning
kid
point,
right
huh?
there. People see Instagram and they think all he does crazy. Kid has so much potential for anything. He's so good. Like when it comes to pool.
No, but he like lost a lot of weight. He got into like
that's what I'm getting at.
fitness
Like
and-
he can do anything he sets his mind to. He's one of those guys that he has a piece of paper in his hand and he says, "Watch this." He does it. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys who just has it. And
There's that natural talent.
he has that natural, he does the it factor of doing whatever he
I
wants.
don't think it's natural. I think when you get into these type of things,
Confidence.
regardless,
It's mental. Everything.
you know,
like
what I mean,
we said,
regardless,
everything's mental.
you got to think about this too. Like even like with your buddy Supreme Patty, like that guy, he did and is doing what a lot of people have not and dream of doing.
To wake up and do what he
you know
wants.
what? You can call it what you want to call it, but a guy that takes people squeezing lemons and limes in his eyes and turns it into what he's done,
a brand and
a brand. Like that's fucking amazing. Exactly. It doesn't matter. You take the guy's a jackass. You take how many people are sitting on their ass talking shit about it?
No, it's so
and
cool.
understanding, like you said the other day, you guys were fucking down at the beach. You can't walk 10 feet without somebody getting an autograph, taking a picture, and all this stuff. No matter how you look at it, and that's the thing, that's what pisses me off, is no matter how much you look at it, that guy's busted his ass
to get there.
You don't wake up in the morning and get 6-8 million followers on your social media if that's what you're going to do. Because
even if you're doing stupid shit, it's still not easy to just go do
No,
that.
people say, no, that's what I hear all the time. Oh, what's he do? Oh, he does stupid shit on Instagram. That's what someone else will say if they know. Like,
go do that.
I'm like, I mean, you could. Your opinion could say it's stupid, but his opinion
6.8 million people.
No, listen,
don't.
let's not lie. It's stupid shit. When you got people squeezing limes in your eyes,
here, let me say this. I won't say stupid shit. I'd say he does wild shit.
Yeah.
He's doing wild shit, but people make it sound like exactly what you just said. Go do it.
No,
I can do it. You're not doing it. He's doing it. That's why he's where he's at.
But it's not. That's
why I think with me, it's the same thing. People like, you want to be something. I do it. I fucking packed my car. I moved down to Florida. I sit in the gym all day. I do it. That's the difference. It goes back to surround yourself with people like
exactly.
Me and him we didn't have a whole lot in common, but we have that energy and that vibe of
sometimes that's what
more.
It is.
And so you trained him.
Yeah, so Charles Rosso got the call to train him, and Charles is my mentor, one of my best friends. He says, "Hey, I'm training this
random
kid."
Thing.
He said, "I'm training this kid," and he goes, "Come with me." So I came with him, started training with him, and I didn't really know who he was. Like I seen him maybe one of his videos, but I wasn't like, "Oh my god," like how everyone else is. But like it's like, and then when we started training him, like he's a cool dude. He's like like we talk and shit's funny, like we vibe good, and then it just one thing led to another, and now we're boys and we hang out all the time, and it's cool though to see that that behind the scene thing. Him, it's just such a genuine person. Dude's cool as shit. Like never big leagues no one, doesn't act like he's the shit. People might think that.
Came out, hung out.
I know. I tried telling him to. He next time we'll come out next time. We'll get him on the podcast. Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, it would be.
No, it's cool though. Be down there around these big name fighters, these people that are doing where are at where you want to be.
It's kind of another like LA down there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You haven't spent any time down there, and I mean I've spent some time down there.
You gotta come down and visit.
Because you know how everybody goes to LA to like.
They do, but a lot of people when they hit Florida, especially that LA side, it's that nightlife, that whole scene is so different from LA. It's so condensed.
I can't knock on LA, so I've never been there, so I don't know.
That's
But
great.
I hear that like where I'm at in Delray, Boca, it's just you can't. It's untouched. It blows those type of places out of the water in the sense of like the out scene, the people, being around. I don't know. I love it down there. I love South Florida. It's home for me now.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome. That's surreal to think. Never before I moved down to Florida. First thing I did as soon as I got there, Picked up my buddy that I was meeting, the only person I knew in Florida, staying on his floor, and actually sharing a bed with him. Fucking went straight to the beach. First time I ever touched sand or ocean, you know? Yeah, it's crazy.
We're going to touch some sand here.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
With Nappy. The way you said that, we're going to touch some sand here.
Nat, I just got word from Nathan the bars are open. Not that you got to go drink.
Oh, no, we can drink. I'm not opposed to it.
But I think...
Come on.
You sit in the sauna, sweat it out.
Drink.
Chug
my water now.
Nappy's going to touch some sand here.
I'll touch some.
Nappy's going to get a little dirty.
Where this is going.
Yeah, Nappy's going to get some dirt. All right, well, listen.
Want to check how to finish?
Unless you're fucking cutting into my shit, okay?
Oh, on retake.
Yeah.
Take 2. Go.
All right, so let's get back to this then. All right, so listen. Unless there's anything else, unless you want to take my shit and bring this out, but I think we're at this point where we've got a nice smidge of what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
In the scrappy nappy world, right?
Scrappy nappy world.
So in all seriousness, I mean, it's amazing. We're having so much fun and you know, I mean, we'll have some more shit as we go through this weekend because we're gonna have some fun. We got a UFC fight to watch tomorrow night. Shout out to
Charles Rosa, my boy.
That's right.
Boom, boom.
So, you know, we started with the intro, and as we leave, dude, you got to take me through the last part of this fight because we were in Palm Springs when this shit was going down, and I think I texted you and shit.
You guys were watching it, right?
Yeah, and just watch the finish, and if you can incorporate the audio into this, even after editing or whatever.
It's my boy.
After editing, listening to the commentators on this fight. Now, how long did this fight go? Round 2?
Round 2, about 2.5 minutes in, I would say. But yeah, here's pretty much the right there. You can start it.
This will show up.
Yep.
Thornton answered with his own leg kick there. Now going up high.
So I caught him with a body kick right here.
Boom. Shit.
So right here, kind of.
Yeah, when you're in this position, like
So right here, I'm calm.
Freeze this for a second, Tommy, because I have a question about this. And I think, go ahead, Cody. I know you're going to ask it.
no, like what are you thinking?
What am I thinking?
At
That's what I was
this
gonna
point?
say.
Like, is it like I got him? Is it like
No, it's just like you know, you have
But
everyone
you have to watch
yelling.
those feet, right?
Yeah, everyone's yelling right now, like because I'm better. Like they're
You
thinking
get-
I'm
you-
whooping them
you
on
get
the
a-
stand up. They're like, let him up, let him up.
you get a shot of adrenaline, excitement, all that? They're
Well,
like,
not like right here. I'm composing myself. I'm just I'm taking my time. You can play a little bit of it. I'm just taking my time. You can see, look, I'm not too, overzealous or not. I'm not going crazy. And look, I'm just kind of waiting for my time. Kind of see right
that's
here.
a tough position. to
Yeah,
be in.
kind of honestly, right here, I shouldn't be bent over like that. This is
Catch
kind of,
you in the chin,
So,
huh?
so this is where my training's better than this. I
man.
shouldn't be. So I see that I kind of wipe my eyebrow, like kind of taunting him, like miss me. But I should have had my hips in more, and I do it right here, right when I get in. See, I put
There.
my hips in first. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So I started ground and pounding. I'm wanting this.
Cody, does this bring back memories for you?
So right here, I'm just kind of. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stack him up against the cage. I'm gonna put his neck on the cage, his head,
Dustin's gonna need to peel that hand off, that arm off the top.
and then I'm gonna stack up.
Start bringing down some ground and pound.
See, I stand up and I get my feet up and I start pounding.
See, Dustin has him against that cage.
And
He's taking him too.
yeah, he was taking a couple off the forehead. So right here, another thing, I'm just kind of relaxed, taking my time.
When
Kinda-
you're in ground and pound position, taking him off the forehead is the best way.
For him, not me. Yeah.
He learned
that. That's what he learned.
Cody learned.
learned
Take it off the forehead, Cody.
So right here, I'm hitting him with short elbows. I'm digging my right elbow into his eye. See him? Watch him jerk his face over. Watch this right here.
Scrappy here just kind of.
See how he moves his
yeah.
face? I'm literally digging my elbow bone in his ay socket. That's what I was doing. I wasn't even hitting him with it. Look, I'm just kind of digging it in there, like the sharp part of my bone.
Fuck.
So then I'm kind of waiting for him to move his hand out. That left hand, I'm waiting for it, and then I stick that left knee in. Put that left knee in, it blocks him off, and then creates that space right there, and then I hop over.
So there's a lot of calculating when it comes to
yeah.
Look
And
at
this is
this.
where I screwed up. So I screw up right here. He has my glove. He's kind of cheating. He's holding on the inside of my glove, and he rolled me. So right here, even right here, this is technique right here. So I stay tight, I stay small, and then I explode up.
Boom.
Because it's like a
Yeah, you can't.
And this is where everything changes.
Yeah, right here. He's trying to take me down because he's hurt. His legs are hurt from me kicking his legs in. So I whizzer him. Whizzer. I break his grip.
Got some good takedown defense right here. What he needs to do is push off.
See,
Oh.
what he needs to do is push off. No, that's
Now
not
listen,
what
this
I'm
is
doing.
important. I love this commentating.
Clearly behind.
Listen.
I'm not getting it.
Scrappy trying to finish your standing guillotine.
Here's the problem. Scrappy's not tall enough to stretch him
Watch.
out.
Watch.
Standing guillotine.
Oh, guess what? Now who's not tall enough?
Yeah, Adam Sella.
What happened?
So then,
he looked pretty stretched out.
yeah.
Not tall enough for who? Holy shit.
No, so, that's pretty much what it is. I couldn't get it, so I started
And what does that say on your shorts right there?
Platinum Vape. Here, actually, let's fast forward to the end. Right, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there.
Boom.
Yep, got the Platinum Vape on the back. Got the Platinum Vape white hat on.
Was he a good guy? Like, did you talk to him?
Yeah,
after
he's
and
like,
stuff?
bro, he goes, you're going to make it far. You're my hardest fight. He's like, you're going to go really far.
And what was his record?
His record was like 6-10, something like that.
So he's kind of on a rough.
Yeah,
Hit it.
yeah.
Let's get this right here. Boom.
Yep, rocking the PV.
Look at the just to the right of him.
Yep.
What is MMA Island?
So MMA Island, shout out to them. Awesome Instagram account. I just shot them a message one time. They had like maybe 10,000, 9,000 followers. Said, hey, here's a highlight of my last finish. Could you maybe share this? He's like, yeah. He goes, man. He goes, I've never really sponsored a fighter or anything. He goes, how do I get on your banner or something? Like, he's like, I would love to, he's like,
he
we'll
was
start
just like a
promoting.
highlight.
Yeah, it's an Instagram account, just the MMA Island Instagram account, and he's a meme account. Now he has like 40,000 followers, and he has me on his bio. It says follow Scrappy, and he promotes me all the time. Like, he asked me to
That's
go
cool.
live on his thing.
Yeah.
Kid's like 17 in high school. I didn't even know this.
Oh, no shit.
Kid's like in high school, man. Yeah, he's in high school, and
Hey, those are the ones, man.
I know.
he's like, dude, I'm trying to make this big, and he's like, I'd love to, sponsor you somehow, whatever I can do, I
17.
Didn't know he's 17. I had no idea. I've never talked to him, just messaging, thinking some dude. He's like,
I'm gonna send you some bubble gum and shit.
because on the banner usually I'll say, to help me out, I'll say like $300 to be on my banner, $500 to be on my shorts and my banner, whatever. He was like, yeah, I'd love to be on your banner. He goes, I get paid next week. I'll have half of it. And when he said all that, I was thinking, like, I didn't know until we finally went live and talked. I was like, holy shit, you're a kid.
Right.
I didn't even know. But then the dude's awesome, man. I mean, he supports me, helps out my social media.
How old is he now?
He's like, same. Like, it's only been, it hasn't been a year. He's like
Oh,
17.
okay.
He's in high school still.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Shout out to him, man. He's
Yeah.
What's his name?
Chris.
Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
that's
the
cool.
cloud in high school he's got right now, man. He's
Yeah. No shit.
Tequila sponsor.
Yeah, Tequila. So Tequila is a restaurant. It's kind of what I said. Go to Tequila's on Wednesday. Tequila is a restaurant in my hometown, and they supported me, let me come in and eat. Same thing with Savaki. So shout out to Savaki Fast in South Florida. I have this Greek restaurant that, man, same thing. How things. I walked in one day. It was like, oh, I'm Greek. You guys should sponsor me. Joking with them. She was like, oh, like, here, your meal's on us. Greeks stick together. And then she sat down with me, started talking, and she's like, I moved back home. So she followed me, and then she seen my stuff on my first pro fights. How do I become, what can I do? Told her what she could do. And then it came to a point where, they're at a situation where, she couldn't really give me money for the fight or anything. She was like, what else? I was like, listen, if you can let me come here and eat and get chicken and get food so I can have meals.
Chicken.
I go there every day. I go there every single day.
That's cool.
Every day.
No,
Go
that's
there.
badass.
I get grilled chicken and go there. I bring, Patty, I bring my friends there, whatever. They're awesome. Great people. Shout out to Renee.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That
No,
is.
it's really cool, and that's how everything is, just talking, just meeting, shook their hand. She said, what is it that we could do? And I said, listen, I don't need your money. I was like, food though would be awesome. Like if you could help me out so I don't have to spend money on
Isn't
chicken.
that crazy? Isn't it crazy?
Yeah,
that,
so now for the past
you know?
year and a half, she's been sponsoring me by letting me come there and eat whenever I want. So like, I'm hurting on money. A couple when I was messaging you, talking to you, I'm like, hey, I'm doing this and this. It makes a difference when I don't have to go to the store and buy a bunch of food and chicken. I can go there and get a good meal in.
Right.
Go get a couple meals in.
And healthy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Well, anybody else to shout out to?
Shout out to everyone who supports me. You know, everyone who believes in me and really can see what I see. You know, it's the only way I can do it.
Cool.
Who's your next fight?
Shout out to you guys.
We're having some fun.
Next fight, September 11th, main event at the Maristar Casino. Actually they're wanting me to sign the contract today. We'll see, but it's a for sure fact. I will be fighting there. And
is there a reason you wouldn't?
no, I'm just waiting on my Charles McCarthy and them to kind of approve the fight and everything, but pretty sure they will. So
where's that at?
Maristar Casino in St. Charles, Missouri.
Is that it's random spots like that, huh?
His is all St. Louis, right?
All St. Louis because my promotion's based out of St. Louis.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So why wouldn't you take fights out anywhere else or
Because I'm signed to them right now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And your last fight's coming up, right?
Yeah, my last fight on my contract, so it'll be my 6th professional fight. 5-0 right now, 4 first-round knockouts, 1 second-round submission. Chasing the dream, baby.
Nice. Well, listen, this has been fun.
Okay. Appreciate you guys having me.
You know, listen, the honor is ours, honestly. And the weekend's about to begin, so we're gonna have some fun. As much as all the other shit's shut down and whatever else, we're gonna find some holes that are open for sure.
No, this is awesome. I mean? I'm blessed.
We'll find something, and Nappy will find a hole for sure as well. But listen, this is it, man. This is this is what we do. So to help us, as what was her name at the Greek restaurant?
Oh, her name's Renee. It's Savaki Fast.
So Renee, as Renee helps to keep this guy fed, we need help in keeping us going. And it's not money. It's only something simple as just subscribing to any platform that we're on. It will be on the end of this. Give us some comments, some shit to talk about. If you don't like us, let us know. We like that part too.
Yeah, but follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Scrappy135 MMA.
Tommy will put all this shit up.
Yeah.
He'll have everything there for anybody to go further on that. Let's look forward to September 11th, right?
Yes, sir.
September 11th. What a day, right?
Yeah, main event, baby.
Main event, and that information will, as we're coming along, and at some point, we're going to take this shit to the road, and we will probably more than likely be right there with you on that side. Regardless, we will be, but we're going to get down to Florida. So once again, guys, thanks, Scrappy. And Cody and Tommy, listen, #1 cannabis podcast in the nation, PV Unfiltered. And we are off.